Hey everyone, today in this video we are going to create a full-fledged production ready microservice in one video in least possible time. What do I mean by production ready? Usually when we create tutorial videos, we pick a particular feature, not all the features that are needed in a microservice, but only couple of features that are there. But in this video, I have come up with the requirement of microservice, and for the domain we have to select a service, right? So I have selected product microservice, and for that I have listed down all the features that are needed for this one. In a single video we are going to create all that services which will be ready to deploy in the production. When I say production ready, it is going to have all the features like create, read, update, delete, and more than one criteria of reading the product from the system. Proper validation, exception handling, unit test cases, integration test cases, all sort of things are going to be there. So here this text document is there, so it is in very raw form. Please bear with me, I'll just walk you through the requirement. So this is just the outline that I want to create a production ready microservice, and below are the features. First is our service should be in such a way that user should be able to add the product. User should be able to update the details in the existing product. User should be able to remove the product. It's not the hard product should be removed means entirely from the database. User should be able to get the product by ID. User should be able to get all the products that are in the system. User should be able to get all the products by category. Product is going to have a category. Product is going to have a price. So if user passes a price range, so it should be able to get all the products from there. Next is what are the attributes that are going to be in the product entity. So I have included very basic one like ID, name, category, description, images, price, created date and updated date, and this is all this is the basic requirement in the product attribute that is going to fulfill most of the use cases. Next is the reasonable validation should be there, like ID should not be ID should not be null, name should not be null, price should not be null, images description can be optional or can be mandatory as per the requirement. So it should be the reasonable as per the need. If there is any validation failure, client should get a proper message for that. So that is the business requirement that I have got. Okay, and what is the technical stack that I want for this product? I want Java, I want Spring Boot. To store the data into the database, I need MySQL database and Gradle as a build tool. You can choose the Maven also, but usually I use Gradle, so I have chosen this one. Okay, so initially I do not want to set up the MySQL database. The reason is that if you get this project repository, if you try to run in your system, you have to set up the MySQL, which might not be in your setup. So there we have option of the in-memory database, that is H2, and to replace it with the MySQL, it's just about the configuration, right? You just have to replace the database driver. I'll explain you the steps also. That is very quick and easy. Okay. So this is the requirement, like in-memory databases also, if the application gets started, data should not be lost. Okay, this is yet important feature of the production ready microservice. All scenarios must be covered in the unit test cases. Integration test cases must be there. I should also measure the code coverage of the microservice that were covered around the unit test cases. So for my friends who are new to the code coverage concept, it is a measure of the source code coverage when your unit test cases and integration test cases are running. It's basically an instrumentation library which keeps track of the source code that are executed when your unit and integration test cases are running. So I know for newcomers it's not easy to understand, but one liner you got the idea. But if you need more detail about this one, after this video, check out the code coverage video that is already in the channel with very detail and examples also. I do not want to stop here in terms of requirement. I also want to measure the resiliency of the test cases. That unit test cases I have written, whether they are proper test cases or not, I want to test that. And for that there is a concept, mutation testing. This is also there on the channel with detailed example. Go ahead and check out this one if you have not idea. But basically it is going to check the test cases are written properly or not. That means if I add any new code, I change the existing code, there must be some test cases that must be failing. Okay, if it is not there, then that means I have not written a proper unit test case. That's what the mutation testing concept in one line is there, but for details check out the video. On top of this one, I have further requirement that service should be scalable to high load when it is needed. It should be maintainable. Logs must be there at proper places to help in debugging if there is any issue. So if any request is coming to any endpoint of the microservice, there should be proper logs so that I can see what is the life cycle of the request, where it is going, what it is doing at any point of time. Proper exception handling should be there, custom exception and all that should be there. And when we have reached this line, that means our service is deployed in test environment or test environment. It is ready to be tested by the QA engineer. So I should also give the details about all the endpoints, what are the request parameters, what are the URLs to the QA, so that they can test it properly. That's what we call the collection of the request and attributes, URLs, that thing is there. So Postman is a tool that we use to test our microservices. So Postman Collection, I'll also provide that Postman Collection that you can import it in your Postman and will be able to easily test that one. Okay, so when all this thing is done, QA is done, I want to create a proper documentation of the microservice too, so that I can share it with technical and non-technical persons. They can go through the service and they can understand the product microservice and integrate it properly in their services. And if they need to add any feature, they can add that properly. And if there is any diagram, I also want to include that diagram also in our service. So that's all about the requirement. That's what our production ready microservice is going to be. So here I want you take a pause for a minute and consider you and your friend is going to create this microservice. So how much time will you take to create this full-fledged microservice? So just pause for a minute and think about the time, that amount of time that you will take, and come back to this video again. So yeah, I hope you have estimated the time now. So I'm also going to take a help that can be a friend or tool or anything. So I have one tool, ChatGPT. ChatGPT is around from quite a time nowadays. So I'm sure you have heard of this one. If you are in the IT industry, I cannot here know that you have not heard about ChatGPT. Okay, so let's jump to the ChatGPT. So here ChatGPT is there. I already have logged in with my account and here it is. Hey, hi. I'll just say hi. I need your help in creating a microservice in Java. Okay, just hit it. It is going to respond with someone. No, I do. Oh, no, just stop. It is going to give me just basic setup and requirement. I have my own requirements that I am going to send you. Okay, yeah, it has responded with the generic response that passed me the response. So what I'll do, this is the requirement that we have here. So I'm just going to copy this one here. Okay, all the things are there. I'm going to paste it here all at once. Just enter it. Just wait for the response to be completed. It is giving us a step-by-step guide that what I have to do here. Yeah, total 13 steps are there. So, but I do not need just the steps. I need the things in action. Okay, so project setup is there. So what it is saying that I have to go to the Spring Initializer. So Spring Initializer, some things I have to know that from where to create the Spring project. Okay. It is asking me to create, I have some dependencies there, web JPA. So have web H2, data JPA, and what else was there? So it is saying Lombok and Dev tool. So let's just skip this one. This is extra tool that is there. Let's not skip anything, just use all of these things that it is trying to give us. Okay, so use this one, Lombok and Dev tool also. Lombok and Dev tools. Okay, so all these dependencies are there, so that I have. So project setup, so that is this Gradle Java 312. So artifact I have to give, so Codefarm product service. Okay, product microservice jar, and this one explore this one just to verify the build.gradle. Source compatibility Java 17, that is fine. So all these are the dependencies that are going to come. Yeah, we are fine with this one. So down generate the project. So product service. So what is the next step? You have to extract this zip and open this in IntelliJ IDE. So I have extracted that product service and open this in IntelliJ IDE. So I'm waiting this importing to finish so that it can it has finished the downloading part here. So in the meantime, let's go back to the ChatGPT. So here it has given us all the steps that are needed. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just duplicate this page here. You will get in a while why am I doing this one. So this is the latest chart that is there. So I have to, what is the first step? Project setup we just did, and we have opened that project in IntelliJ. So next step is the entity and repository. So step 2, copy it. I do not want the instruction, actually I want this ChatGPT to create the code for me. Just copy it and write code for step 2. Yeah, it is going to give us that entity class and all that. Consider Lombok is there. So it is, remember, it is ChatGPT, it is helping you to do most of the things, but something you have to you see, it is a tool to help you. You cannot entirely depend on to spoon feed you. If you are not able to understand small things there, it is not going to help you out, right? So initially it has asked us to add the Lombok, so I should have basic understanding what Lombok is there. So it is going to help us in having getter, setter, constructor, to equals and all that methods. Obviously consider, so I have to say it that consider Lombok is there in the project, and regenerate the above code. Okay, so let's see what change is there. So actually this product entity class that it has given us, so it has not included those things, Lombok annotations. Okay, so I want this to include that one, so that is why I asked this. So now it has included that one. Okay, so next what I have to do, copy the code, come here. So it has also downloaded all the dependencies till this point of time. So packaging part, so see what I am taking from the ChatGPT and what I am doing my own. See that carefully. Okay, it is not going to help you with all of the things, but most of the things it is going to help us. So what I am going to create here, I am going to create a packaging structure, because that package structure it is not giving that it as of now. Okay, so what is the first one? DTO or model class I have. So I just paste this code here. So I have copied that, I have coded this one. So all the import function, persistence, okay, so all that thing I have to do here. So import class. So it has added a proper like a couple of imports, but not all of them. Generated value. So I'm just alt plus enter. I'm using Windows, so alt plus enter is the command for that one. It has, so see the kind of code it has generated, proper comments also are there. Okay, so DTO, so it is not there, so just remove it there. So some codes have to do that's how it is. So DTO I have added. So what is the next class is there? So the next one is the repository. So the copy the code, similarly create the package, paste it here. Okay, so product I have to import it here, and in the product, so we had given it's in requirement that ID, name, category, description, images, price should be there now. So it has included all that dependencies here. Product repository, the attribute part I'm talking about. So step 2 is done. Step 2, which was entity and repository, it is done. Implement a product repository, and now service layer. Code for step 3. In the meantime, come here and create the package service, and one more package we will need, that is controller. So I think service, it is generating that one. So it is just it has given the code for us, product service and product service IMPL actually, that interface and its implementation. So go to service, and under service also just add API, not API, just let's have it in the same package, not an issue. So product is the only class, and the next one is the product service IMPL. Product repository, it is already created, so product, okay, find by category, okay, it has not included those methods that find by category and find by price. So what I can do, few methods are missing. So you have to, sometimes it missed to generate that one, it's just that you have to remind it and it will generate that. Okay, so see, it generated all that things. So what I can do, I'll go to the product repository and created this one. So I'm not writing anything myself, I'm just asking Lombok ChatGPT to do that for me, just doing the copy paste. Okay, coming to service IMPL, so now there is no compilation error. So I see that constructor is created here, right? But I should not have created this one, because there is Lombok annotation is there, right? So I should have all args constructor. Okay, so it's removed. Let's see, that will also work, but if Lombok is there, so why have a line there? Okay, so for all future code generation, assume lombok dependency is there. Okay, just prompt it, just say that it is there. Okay, so it is all the future code means it all obviously it understood actually that what I want to ask to create it. It has generated the controller for me. Okay, so controller code, copy this part here, go to IntelliJ, paste it here, product service is there, import class, import product. So two classes I needed to import, product and product service. All other imports are already there. Okay, so I don't have to worry about that. So our controller service repository DTU is ready. So all the business logic, if I see the steps here, step 4 was the controller, validation and exception handling. Okay, so come here. So it had said like if I have to do the product and exception handling, product entity class unchanged, product repository interface unchanged, product service interface unchanged, product service IMPL class changes there. That is where this validator, it has added these validators. It has added transactional annotation. I'm not sure, it should not have been there. Not sure why have I added it. Product repository, invalid product exception, update product fields, custom exception class, it has given us product not found exception, explanation. So why transactional annotation is there? So let me see. So I get it why transactional is there. Maybe all the operations that it is trying to do, it wants to do that in a transaction, because a product operation is started, it should finish that properly. Okay, that is why it has added. So let's keep it. I'm not going to change that one. So this service IMPL class is there. So I'll just copy the code entirely from here, and I'll go to the service IMPL and just control A, control V. That's it. So product, I have to import this again. Constraint violation. Okay, I think so this constraint violation is not in the system. So let's do one by one. Implement. Okay, I did one mistake here. So set package name should be there. Product. So copy paste also need a skill, right? So validator class is not yet there. I'll fix it in a while. Product not found exception classes are also not there because they are not created yet. So let's fix one by one. So validator class is not there. Okay, it has fixed that one. I was expecting the same thing. So validator is not needed there, so I'll remove that. So in the meantime, that exception class is needed, so I'll just add that one. So for that, I'll create one package that is exception. I pasted it there. So actually there are two separate classes here, so I have to two public classes cannot be there in the same class. I get it. So just take it there and paste it again. product not found, and invalid exception. Okay, so coming to this service IMPL here again, so validator is not there, is not needed here, so I will remove it from here. Still there are some errors, I get it. Product not found exception, so I have to just import it. Invalid product exception. Okay, so I have to say that constraint violation. It has corrected that. In Spring Boot the validation is automatically triggered by the presence of the validation and all that, this one. Okay, so it got this code there, not null, not blank, but it is not added that into the entity class. So validation purpose, I know some of the annotations, if I add this, so it should not be there, this validate product, so that is there, so it is being called from this couple of methods here, right? So it should not be this way. So if I have to remove this one from here, and I know where it should be there, so I'll just instruct the ChatGPT to create the code for me. So modify entity class product to have the validation in form of annotations. Yeah, this is what I need. This is what I need. Okay, so just copy this attributes that are here, go to your DTO, so that import I have to add. And one more thing, so that part I know, so do I need to starter validation should be there. This first line should be there. So go to build.gradle, have this in place, and refresh this again, so that all that dependency gets downloaded, that new one that you added. So it has asked us to add Hibernate validator and starter validator, but I know Spring Boot starter validation is the only thing that is needed. Come to product here, so decimal min, yeah, not null. I need a Jakarta validation constraints, yes, this one, not blank, I need this one, yes, and yeah, Control Alt L and Control Alt O, so just to format the code a bit here. Yeah, come to product service, there are some validation errors here. Set images, get images are there, so existing, so images section, images are not there. Okay, so how it missed that? So maybe while while recreating it, it missed that one, so I can ask it to images are missed. So English you can correct, like I'm just giving it. Okay, list at URL this images. Okay, so while generating the code, it is explaining each and every line here that we need. Okay, so that validation is done. Product service should not have any error by now. Yeah, we do not need these things, so just L and O, control alt plus L, control alt plus O. Okay, so no exceptions are there. So do I need, so I need any change in any class for validation? So just confirming that if I need to change anywhere. Yeah, here is an example how validation can be automatically triggered when you use the valid annotation in the controller. So valid, so everywhere whenever this product entity is used, I have to use this valid annotation. So it has given me the indication which I can follow to add this in the controller. So request body is there, so I can have valid annotation there. And where else I have this product? So long id, get all products, string category. Yeah, that's it. These are all the places that I had product as an input. Okay, so let's see, we have validation and exception handling also done. Next is the unit test cases. Okay, so unit test cases I have to write it. Then so if let's walk through the code. Product service, this product service IMPL, let's see, this add product is there, set create update date, it has added the dates that are here. Update, it has added is present, proper validation is there. If product is not found, it has added this one, exist by ID, product not found, or else throw. And all the field level validation, are done here. Generated value, this ID is going to be generated automatically by the system itself, not blank. Product name should not be blank, category should not be blank, description should not be blank. This price should be in a range, minimum value should be 0, so it should be greater than 0 always as per the validation. But as per the requirement, you can remove some of the validation from some of the fields as you need. For the date also, it has added that annotation, and this annotation along with the controller that we used at the rate valid annotation, right? This at the rate valid annotation, it is going to trigger the validation when we give input to the system. All right. So our full-fledged service is ready, right? So now let's write the unit test cases. I'm just giving a single line, we write unit test cases. So products, it is given, sure, let's write some unit test cases for product service. Okay, so it is generating the code. So there are multiple service methods, right? And when you write the unit test cases, there are multiple scenarios that comes out of the business logic that are there. So it wrote all these unit test cases, and it knows that response is not complete. That is why it had said continue generating. So yes, continue generating. So it will keep adding the code in here, so that we'll just copy it from one place and paste it there. Okay, so it completed writing the unit test cases for most of the scenarios. So now let's copy this code from here, come to the test class. So in here just have package, not this one. So product service is there, package is already there. So just create a package. A service package is not there actually, so that packaging structure I have to create. Paste. When you product repository, just a couple of imports I have to do here. Yeah, it should remove most of the errors. Okay, required type double but provided is list. So what it is saying, ID, name, category, description, created date, update date, images. So it did one problem in constructor. It has like argument is not at a proper place. See, when it is creating a product, if I give this to ChatGPT, it will automatically correct that, but I know what the problem is, so I can do this job myself. Okay, so images part, so this is what description, created date, update. So I know this is the price. Okay, so this is the price part here, so I can give it null, and this is the images. It has some like uh, auto generated code also creates some problem, like, right? So when you write code yourself, it's easy to debug and correct that, but when you are looking at someone else's code, it is very difficult. So ID, name, category, description is there, and then it is saying price should be there, then created date, update date. Okay, all right. It should be in the same sequence. So we relied, close other tabs here. So if you go to the product here, it is relying, the constructor is created in the same sequence that you have attributes, right? So you have images at last. Okay, so the same correction you have to do here. Actually, at all the places I have to do this. Did one thing actually, I could have reordered this one. That's how we should have saved ourselves from this correction. So what do you want to do that? So there are multiple places here, right? So just revert the changes that I was doing. Okay, so what I'll do, what it is saying that images is before created date. It has now ID, name, category, description. After description, it has images. After description, it has images. Okay, now it corrected. So all the compilation error is gone. So all the service class test cases are there. So let's execute this. So service class, it has generated the test cases. Now write the unit test cases for controller. So let's see here. Yeah, started executing. Yeah, so few of the, one of the test case is failing here, so we'll debug it later. Okay, so let's now finish the code part here. So among all of these, one test case is failing. Yeah, controller test cases are complete. So I assumed to use the ChatGPT with the Spring Boot, we should have a basic understanding of the Spring Boot. So maybe I'm just copy pasting, so I'm not able to explain each and every line here, but when I'm done with this one, I try to fill that gap. Okay, because here myself had this task to complete this microservice as soon as possible, right? So that least time was there in the constraint. So again it has that product import class, yeah, all the gone. So now run this product controller test. So remember, this product controller test is the unit test, not the integration test. That is why product service is mock here, okay, and product controller is injected here. So it has generated all the codes in a proper fashion, arrange, all the test cases are passed here. That's what I wanted. So individual test case walkthrough I do not want to do as of now, so let's leave it. Okay, so we had two important classes, service IMPL and product controller. So repository is not there for the unit test case because that's just an interface. So next is the integration test, right? So let's ask it to generate the integration test. Generate integration test. For integration test, you can use Spring Boot test framework, which provides support for testing Spring Boot application in real environment with embedded web server. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah, good. It is giving us the best possible code, so it is properly readable, not a one line is missing. So I want it to continue generating, so it's so that it response is complete here. Yeah, please note that integration test may interact with the real database or external service if not properly configured. To avoid undesirable side effects, you can use in-memory database H2. Yeah, so copy this one here. So under this controller, because so we can have a package entirely different package. Okay, so here you see there is no product, there is no product service and all that. So it has just real integration test means a real time scenario. So when client is using this one, they do not need to know the product service, product entity or something. That's what this integration test has done. It has only one dependency, that is mock MVC. After that, it is going to interact with the real service, real product, real repository. Okay, so it is going to this difference between integration and unit test case. Unit test cases have standalone that method testing only, but integration test has end-to-end testing. It will start the server, it will pass the attributes and test those scenarios there. So try to run this one here. I assume I think it should fail because I have added H2 databases in the dependency section, but for that I have not added the configuration yet. So I assume it should fail because I have to add that to complete it. Started running this one. Yeah, one is failing. Yeah, couple of test cases are failing, I know. Method get and all that is there, method argument 200, but 400 was there. I get it. So let's add that one. So what is the next step? Unit test case, integration test case, and then the code coverage. So it missed one step. So contents of application. So it has given us sort of all the things that we need: data source URL, data source username, Hibernate, TDL auto update the database schema, S2 dialect, info, debug, server port 8080. So it has generated all sort of other things also which we do not need, and it has commented that properly. So if I run the test case again, let's see what the behavior is. Okay. So it is failing entirely, failed to load the application context. What the problem is? Okay, this should not be here, man. What is this? What it has done? So it has done put incorrectly the comment. Comments are not at correct place. Again, it is doing the same thing. Let's leave it. It has gone mad. Okay, so let's examine our build.gradle. Was there actuator dependency? Data JPA web h2 actuator is not there. Okay, leave it. So now try to run the integration test again. Couple of test cases are failing here. So let's see what the problem. Let's fix one by one what the problem is here. Expected 200 but was 400. Click to see the difference. So which test case is actually? So this is this one. So expected but was 400. So it tried to find the product between 100 and 500. Okay, and it realized that it should have been the status as okay. How it can get that? Matching valid matching range product is returned. So how it can return it? So it is mock MVC perform get. Okay, so it has not added anything. So how it can return the anything in this test scenario? What is the next failure? Get products, it is expected a size to, it has not added anything. So how it can assume that it will return anything? So there are fundamental errors that it has done here, like how it execute it. Integration, ask it. Failing, it seems like one test case is dependent on other, which should not be the case, because you see what it is assuming. So it is trying to get the product which is not added yet. So it is assuming that before this, when add method is there, update is there, it has added those things, but it should not do that this way, right? So if it is trying to get this price range product in the same test method, it should add those things, right? And when exiting out of this one, it should clean that. That's what the integration tests are there. One test case should not depend on other test case. Yeah, after each tear down should be there. Yes. No, after each not, add before each and write complete code. So maybe if you try the same scenario with this one, you will entirely get the, maybe you get all the code correct. Every time I try it gives the different response. So before recording this video, actually I was experimenting this, and within 1 hour I was able to complete the entire service. I did not had to do these short of things, minor errors. It does all the things. Mock MVC, setup, tear down. It is behaving erratically this time. Set up mock MVC before each. So let's add this one. But what will I do in this before each? Test add product. It is just adding this one, and it is trying to get this. It will run properly. Test update product. So product ID, product JSON. It will try to update this product that was already there. Product JSON. Okay, it will try to delete that product which was already added by ID. It will try to get that. All of your integration tests are failing. I think it is doing that now correctly. Yeah. It has asked me to add more methods. So I will ask it again, please write all the test scenarios. Wow, it is giving me the scenario. Please, code, please. Okay, it is generating that, so let's wait for it to complete. So add, it has done. Test range, update. So first it should save that product, then it should update that. It is correct, doing that correctly now. Test update not existing, it will not exist there. Correct. Missing product ID, yeah. Add product missing required field, bad request, yeah, that's correct. Continue generating, yes please. Bad request, so all the positive and negative scenario must be there. So again it has left some of the scenario. So okay, it does not want to create that, so let's leave it. Okay, so what I am going to do, I'll just delete this class entirely. So this is the one annotation that it has the these context. So after each test method, it clears all the things that was there. So it will make each of the test cases independent. Yeah. all the test cases passed. Now there are a couple of scenarios more where it has stopped generating, so you can go on and ask it to generate more. I'll stop at this point of time. Okay, so now the time is for the code coverage. Okay, time is for the code coverage. Help me with code coverage. So how I get the code coverage? It has given you the basic information about the code coverage, also is being exercised by your tests. Okay, so this is the plugin that I have to add. So Jacoco is just the thing that I need. Plugin ID, and I have to mention the Jacoco version. Come here, write the Jacoco, and it said replace with the latest version of Jacoco. So Jacoco I am using in my couple of projects. So latest version is 08.8 that I know that I can correct it. Okay, so one more thing, this configuration test, whenever test is run, it should be finalized by the Jacoco test report. So every time you run the test cases, it will generate the test report for us. For that, create this one. Okay, so refresh this part here. So you remember there was in product service. Okay, so it is not able to find something. Build.gradle line number XML enable true. So we can remove this class entirely, not needed in this method, because Jacoco test report that comes with the default configuration, and the report that we want to generate it, that is sufficient for us. So remember the service class was when we were running the service test cases, that was creating some problem, right? So let's fix that, then run the test cases of the entire project. We'll see the coverage then. This one is failing. So see what it is doing. Test update product valid, and valid ID and product success. So product ID is this one, existing product, update product, when this one act update product, expected one. So where it is failing, if you come down, we'll give you the exact line where it is failing. Expected one. Yes, I was looking for this one. Yeah, this ID was expected one, but it returned null. So see, assertion equal first one is the expected, and this is the actual one, updated product result. Okay, so updated product, yeah, how it will give, it is null, right? It is new product has one. So let's pass the same ID here also. Let's see if it fixes this one, update product. I hope it should fix that. Because existing product and updated product ID must be same, right? That's what I assume. Expected assert equals long expected, long actual. So this is the expected part. So let's debug this one, right? So we'll debug and fix this. So what else? It is going to take time. I can fix that. So just we have a lot of other steps to do, right? And it has generated most of the test cases. If I ask it to correct this, it will correct that one. So let's skip this test case altogether. So what I can do, just quickly to see the completion part, I'll just skip this test case. I'll come here. What is so I have done all the things. Application properties, configuration is done, right? So I can build this project now. So I'll wait for this clean build. What it is going to do, it is going to build the project. It is going to run the unit test cases, integration test cases. On top of that, it is going to give us the code coverage also. Code coverage is the thing that I'm interested in. So in the meantime, it is running the test cases. Come to ChatGPT. There is one more task that I need to do it. I need its help. Code coverage, resiliency, and mutation testing. Chaos Monkey, it has PyTest. It has given us option to do that. So let's skip this PyTest for now. Logging it has given us. So in this, I was expecting in the service class it should have included the log.info, log.debug information, but it has entirely skipped that. Postman collection is the next thing that I am interested in. So give me the Postman collection. No, this is not what I want. So Postman collection in JSON. Replace the, so I do not want to do anything. So replace the placeholders. What I can do here, actually just copy this Postman here, come to Postman collection, import it here. So here raw text, okay, paste it here, add product, get all products, delete product by ID, add other endpoints here. So it has skipped other things. I'm not liking this part here. So this is not good. Give me the entire Postman collection in JSON. Consider base URL as localhost and some dummy ID. I need add product, edit product, remove product, all the search criterias, all that things I need. Get product by ID, yeah, good. Update product, good. Delete product by ID, yeah, also good. Then the search one, get products by category, good. Get products by price range, good. Auth type, no auth, yeah, now I got it. So this is what I needed. Copy the code, remove this, paste this, continue. It is just reading, parsing that JSON file. Okay, error while importing, format raw not recognized. So file raw text, there is auth, remove Postman ID, just remove this. Okay, error while ask it to get, there is while parsing in Postman. So let it correct this one. In the meantime, see this, our code, it has built that successfully. So that means our test cases are passed. So I can show you the report. Refresh this part here, come to here, so come to report section, see the test methods, index.html. You will be able to see all the test cases here. 20 test cases were there, all of them are successful. We knew Jacopo, index.html, it has given us the code coverage of 44% of code coverage. Missed instruction coverage is quite less. It has not generated all the test cases. So believe me, all the time you interact with ChatGPT is going to give you the different results. Earlier when I was experimenting before recording this video, it had generated all the test cases properly and I was able to get the 97% code coverage. Okay, so you see, service class, it is giving you the 95% code coverage. Product service exception class 50% is there. What is in the product service application? So code reading this code coverage and adding the more unit test cases is the thing. You can ask the ChatGPT itself that this is the code coverage that you are getting and you want more. It will generate more test cases. You just have to keep adding the code. In the first shot, it has not generated all the codes for us, okay, but it will generate eventually. You just have to push it. It's like you're that friend, that colleague, when you ask him or her to do that, in the first, it knows all the things, but on the first instant it is not ready to do all the things, right? It is like that. So you can ask it to do all that things. The same way it has created problem with the Postman collection here. So let's see, it has generated this thing again, continue generating. What was the error? Let's see if it was able to identify that. Okay, try this now. It is not able to identify that. I'm not sure, Postman ID or what is the difference here. Yeah. Hey, hi everyone, good morning. So this minor glitch with Postman collection, and I was not able to complete this video recording last night. So yeah, this morning, today I'm again here. So this happens usually when you are doing the programming, right? Most of the time, like some of the time we are stuck with some minor issues, even if that solution is a step ahead and we are not able to figure that out. The problem is after a while our mind gets overwhelmed with the things that are. So the best thing is to take a break, go for a tea, go for a coffee, and come back again afresh. I did the same thing. I was not able to solve this one, so I went for sleep. Today morning I had one thing to try, and that came just out of blue, like out of nowhere. I thought that this ChatGPT is a LLM, artificial intelligence, right? So if I provide it correct Postman collection, which working properly, based on that, it should correct the mistake that it is doing. I did the same thing and it worked properly. So see the prompts, see the instruction that I have given it. So hi, I did this one. Think afresh and give me the Postman collection. Whatever you have given is incorrect. Below I'm passing Postman collection.json content for reference, which is working properly. So this is one of the Postman collection. Before recording this video, when I was experimenting, I was trying this out. So I had mostly similar microservice but different attributes. Okay, so I provided this one. So at first try, what it did, again it did the mistake. So it copied the same content that I given it earlier. I thought that's the correct one and I need the same thing, but I did not needed that one. I needed the Postman collection for our product microservice, which has our attributes, and I can use add as it is. I tried that out, that was also not working. So whatever I provided for reference only, you have to create Postman collection for our product microservice, right? Yeah, again it took that instruction, and this time it created for me the correct Postman collection, okay, which I copied from here and came to this Postman, and I usually the same process, import it here, copy paste the content, go here. Yeah, now it is working properly. This is the same step that it was creating problem earlier, right? Import it, and we should be able to interact with our product microservice. It has all the endpoints that we needed: add, update, delete, and all that thing. If you click this add product, you will be able to get the products endpoint. You will be able to get the request at body, name, category, description. Now only thing is, if you have to now you have to change the name, category, description as per our use case, the test data that I want to pass it. So let's restart our service and try this in action. This is our product microservice. I have this product service application and run this. So it will if I open application property, so it will, the port that I have given it, server.port 8080, and H2 database is in memory. So this is the configuration for this one. So when we have H2 database, I get a console also, but I do not see that configuration here. By default that console is disabled, so I'll show you that in a while. Just ask from this ChatGPT, I want to this one. So it is trying to give me all the things all over again, but I have already done it. So I'm just looking for the configuration. Yes, this one, enable H2 console. So I just paste it and restart the service again. So what will be the URL? Localhost 8080 H2 console. So I don't have to do any changes in here, because password I did not provide anything in the configuration, so it will work as it is. Yeah, so it has created this product table for us, right? If I start it, it has all these product already. How? So it is showing us the product listing. Maybe these are the products that I have used earlier, okay. When I was experimenting with the product microservice, but I do not want this one. So ideally it should not have done that one. Let me check the configuration. So this DDL auto is update. So let's do it, create, and restart this one. Because when I'm giving this memtestdb, so it is a use case that I need it, like when the service is restarted, I want it to populate from the file system that I have locally, but that configuration is different. Okay, service is started. Try this again. Okay, I think that's also not the problem here. This JDBC URL is the problem. It should be this one, right? Actually this is the earlier I was experimenting with this file C database demo one also. So if I give it correct, so it should not have any data as of now. Yeah, products and products images, it has created two files, two tables for us as per the configuration that we had, right? So it has created date, update, category, description, name, price, updated, category, description, name, ID also is there. So product images are there. So let's see what is here. Product images are not there. Yeah, fine, that is, so we should be able to see the details here. So it is saying it is not found. Then how it got created? Products, not products, but product images. Yeah, it has product ID and images configuration. So for all the product ID, how many images are there? So join collection is there. So this way it is here. Okay, so come back to this. So this was not the problem, this was the configuration problem that I had with the H2 console. I need to correct that one. Okay, so now without wasting any more time, go to this, post this one. It should we should be able to get the product into the system, right? So we got the response ID1, all the images here, response to 01 created. So what is the ID here? ID1 is there, so I want to get this product. 1 is already there, so I'll just pass it on. I got that product 1. So if you go and try to get the product 2, it should give us a 404 not found, right? So product not found exception, I got it. ID2 is not found here. Get all products, it will give us all the products in the system. It has given that, right? So we have only one product. So get product by category. So what is the category here? Category 1 is here. So copy it from get products by category, electronics. Yeah, the query parameter. So electronics category, it is going to give us, there is no by name electronics, so we'll pass our this category 1. Yeah, it is able to retrieve that. Okay, get products by price range, min 100, max 500. So whatever products are there in that range, it should be able to return that. This exception, method argument type mismatch exception, let's try to inspect the controller. Coming to the controller file here, get products by price range. So double is there, so double is there. Price, it should be path variable. Okay, so it is giving it as a query param, but what it is expecting as a path variable. So one thing, we can do the changes here or we can do the changes here. So I'll prefer to do the changes here at this point of time. So price annotation is correct, but this min max, how is first parameter, it is expecting first path variable as minimum and second one as maximum. So basically the problem is that this get products price by range. So when ChatGPT created that response, it took that reference from the previous JSON that I had passed, but that's not the story here. That's how it is implemented. That's why it has created this problem. So try this again, it should fix this one. Yeah, that parsing exception is not coming, right? So that we restarted the application, that is why it is coming here. So try to add the product here. Now again try to fetch the product from here. In this 100 500 range, there is no product. So 10 under this one. So if I change this range here, keep it 9, and I should be able to get that first product. So go to the H2 console. Our H2 console here, refresh this one. Yeah, continue. Correct. See these config driver class and H2 database. This is very important. Go to products here and run selected. We are able to see this one, description, product, and if you go to the images, for these two product IDs, like two images are there. So we got both of these things, right? So now with this Postman collection, we are able to interact with this with our service. If you want the documentation in one page, you can go here and you can see the API document here in one page in itself from the Postman. Okay, so now coming to the requirement that we had for our service here. Yeah, right, all the unit test cases, integration, want to measure the code coverage. This is mutation is the thing that is pending. The service should be able to scale, maintain logs. For logged was the part, so it did not add any logs there. Proper exception handling was also there, but it was actually passing entire stack trash to the client. So that can be helpful also, not helpful also. That is the thing that we have to decide. So because it passed all the messages to the client that we had asked it to do. Okay. Postman collection, after a lot of tries, it is able to do that one. At the end of create a document of the microservice. So let's ask for this document for now as a final thing, as a final part of this video. Create a documentation, readme.md file of the microservice above. In the documentation have all the details but automated to diagram and how to test the service. Yeah, in readme format it is giving that. Getting started, API endpoints, testing, architecture diagram. Clone this one, it is giving us like how to set up that. I'll post this, I'll correct this one here, readme file. I'll post this in the GitHub Codefarm channel that we have, this GitHub repository. I'll post it here. Product management service, Gradle build, Gradle boot run. So all the steps are there. So add product, how to add this, request body, update product, delete product, all that thing is needed. We are able to get that. Okay, so continue generating because there is a lot of content in the readme side. Get products by category, for all that request and response it is giving a proper documentation. So with this documentation, by adding this in the readme file, so let's create that readme. Stop this service for now. Testing, license, everything it gave us, right? So what I have to do here, just come back. So I'll just copy this content from here and paste it here. I just copied and pasted it here and it took that properly. So see the content here, how it will be visually we will be able to see that. So this is the thing, right? So it has created a proper documentation as well. So let's I'll end this video with this one. There are a couple of things pending that is in my mind that I'll be uploading in the next part. In the meantime, when you are watching this one, if you have you want to add any new feature in this service that I should try this out, I'll create a playlist actually, and I'll add that feature as well with the help of ChatGPT. So my goal with this video was to give you the understanding that how you can take a help from the tools around, and we all must do that. It makes our daily lives easy, right? There will be, and it is not also that you should be entirely dependent on that tool. That's not the case. You should have a conceptual understanding. You saw many things I was doing that based on my understanding. Many things it was not giving us properly, so I needed to correct that one. But all the code part, documentation and all that thing, it was able to do that properly for me. Okay, and every time you interact with, the responses will be different also. As I told you, first time I was trying it, within 40-45 minutes I was able to set up this product management microservice in one go. There was no issue at all. But second time when I recording, so the issues came, and I happy that it came, so that I was able to solve that on call, on recording here, so that you see the real-time feel of that microservice. So with that, let's end this video. I hope you got the understanding, and if you like this content, please don't forget to like, subscribe the channel and share it with your friends, and I'll see you in the next videos with the more content like this one. Take care. Bye bye.